So welcome in here to game one of our coverage of the NACA National Championship Tournament. Here, week one of two separate weeks of basketball here at Fort Bluff Camp. In the midst of game one between Lighthouse and Covenant. And that foul on Elijah Thomas. That's his first and the team's second. So Covenant will play it into the front court here. Apologize for not having a lot of their names, but we don't have those in the book, so we'll have to work on that as the day goes along. But Lighthouse pushing it up off the block shot, and we have a whistle and a travel on the outside on Lighthouse. So Covenant will get it back. All tied up at 18 with 4:18 to go here on an opening half. Lighthouse comes out here, pretty much a straight man-to-man defense. Three ball in the corner, that won't go. And the rebound slapped around in the middle of the paint and now taken away by Lighthouse. Full court outlet pass goes over the head of the intended receiver after the pass from Elijah Thomas. And back over it goes to Covenant. And that deflected into the backcourt. Lighthouse trying to push it up the floor. That wouldn't go. Covenant back the other direction here.
So, John, we're all set for another year of NACA basketball here at Fort Bluff Camp. I'd like to welcome everyone tuning in for an exciting week.
Well, that's the first foul on Malik McMurray. That'll be the third on Lighthouse. As Ray Adams and Jeremiah Walker back in for Lighthouse here. Covenant to play it in from the baseline. 3:05 to go in the half, all tied up at 18.
Now these two teams are listed as Division II teams, and they've got some game.
Yeah, this week it's all Division I, II, and III. The smaller schools and all that will be next week. There's some big-time teams here this weekend, and particularly on the girls' side of things. This is kicked out of bounds. It will be Covenant basketball. Of course, Hamilton Heights will be back here. A nationally ranked team from just down the road. Covenant to play it into the front court.
And boy, has that Hamilton Heights team been making some waves in high school girls basketball. I'm ready to see my girl Treasure Hunt. See what she can do. She's been fun to watch. We've seen her since she was a freshman. She was actually appeared to be a woman amongst girls even as a freshman. Looking forward to see how she's developed.
That team is just ridiculously loaded, top to bottom. Inside it goes. We got a whistle and a foul in the post. That will go on Ray Adams, be his second and the team's fourth. Last time I checked, well, max preps wise anyway, I think they were number 1 in the state of Tennessee and number 3 or number 4 in the nation or somewhere along those lines.
Wow.
So
they've earned it too. They really have. And they're putting some tremendous athletes up at the D1 level in college. Young Alexander is a freshman on the Kentucky men's basketball team. Many others. They've have a Georgia Tech commit, Elizabeth.
Mm-hmm.
You can help me with her last name there, but
I think is it Balagoon?
yes, it sure is. And ESPN just did a story on her before last year's NACA tournament, which was pretty interesting to see and get a little bit of an inside look at Elizabeth. And
well, 2018, the lead here for Covenant with 128 to go in the half. As Cameron Liggins back in for Lighthouse. Well, we got a bunch of basketball to come your way over the next 3 days. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Of course, the championship games will be all day Friday. Outlet pass here off the turnover, and that should be a charge and is on Jeremiah Walker. That will be his first foul in team fifth. Just a little bit out of control there. So Covenant will bring it up here into the front court. Again, back to man-to-man defense for Lighthouse. As Bolinov now on the wing will kick it back out front, and Covenant will try to reverse it here. Back far side baseline to Ebernet. Swing it back now into the paint. Bolinov tried to get there. We have a whistle and a jump ball as he's tied up in the middle of the lane. It'll go back down to Lighthouse with 48 seconds to go here in our opening half. So Elijah Thomas to bring it up against this defense from Covenant. Back to the free throw line. Turnaround jumper there is no good by McMurray. And now Covenant will push it back the other direction. Bolinov down the lane. That wouldn't go. Now Lighthouse on the run. Try to step back. Here's a three. That'll rattle around and out for Cameron Liggins. Back to 18 seconds to go in the half. Pull-up jumper from 10 feet. That goes. Emerson Bolinov with the bucket there. Making now a 22-18 lead for Covenant. Down to 6 seconds to go in the half. Jumper no good from the free throw line. Saved to the far side. Down to 2 seconds. One. And that'll do it for the half. 22-18 is the lead for Covenant. The end of half number one. As we march through game number one of this 2018 now? I don't know. All the years run together for me after a while.
It is.
So the 2018 NACA basketball tournament. And boy, is it a loaded weekend. We have got Division I here coming up later. This is our first look at Division II. Division III is also here. We have girls Division I and II. So be an interesting weekend. We will take ourselves a little bit of a break. When we come back, we'll get to half number two. Right now, 22-18 is the lead for Covenant. By the way, just a little bit of stats here from the first half. Emerson Bolinov for Covenant has 4 points. He's 0 for 2 from the line. Thomas Ekbanu with 6 points. Isaac Eberdet has 2 points as well. Only 4 team fouls on Covenant. For Lighthouse, Haroon Smiley with 2 points. Malik McMurray has 8, including 2 of 2 from the line. And 2 points apiece for Elijah Thomas, Nate Hall, and Cameron Liggins. Only 5 team fouls for Lighthouse throughout that first half. So we'll take a break, come back with our second half in just a little bit. You're watching the NACA National Championship Tournament.
students.
To become servants of Christ.
Servants of Christ.
Para llegar a ser servidores de Cristo.
To make a difference in today's world.
Faire une différence dans le monde d'aujourd'hui.
Einen Unterschied in der heutigen Welt zu machen.
Fazer uma diferença no mundo de hoje.
تغيير دنيا داي روزا.
Мы можем изменить сегодняшний мир.
Thomas Igbanu with the bucket to get things started here at half number 2, 24-18. The lead for Covenant. That pass deflected out of bounds. If I have this figured out right, and that's sometimes a shot in the dark, I think we have a lot of Division I games coming here over the next 3 or 4 hours.
Yeah, and I'm pretty sure the 1 o'clock game is a D1 game. Looks really good. I'm looking forward to that one.
I think the next 3 are through the afternoon. There's a layup off the right side by Emerson Bulanov, and a 26-18 lead now for Covenant. We got a whistle and a foul as see what that's on. John Izze with the foul. That's his first, team first this half. 26-18. The lead for Covenant. 3 ball out front. That's good. Wow, straight down the well from Cameron Liggins. And 26-21 Covenant. Down to 6:50 to go here in our third quarter. Covenant trying to work against this man-to-man defense, but Lighthouse coming way off on the weak side, and that 3 ball in the corner wouldn't go. Rebound put back up and in by Isaac Eberdet. So Eberdet with the bucket, making it 28-21. Liggins on the wing, and now that deflects underneath, picked up by Covenant, and out they come on the run. Hunter along the baseline is good. And we have a timeout to Lighthouse. Full timeout, 30-21, the lead for Covenant. We'll take a break, come back with more of the NACA tournament here in just a moment.
Educating students.
Educating students.
To become servants of Christ. Servants of Christ.
Para llegar a ser servidores de Cristo.
To make a difference in today's world.
faire une différence dans le monde d'aujourd'hui.
Einen Unterschied in der heutigen Welt zu machen.
Fazer uma diferença no mundo de hoje.
تغيير بتدنيا داي روزا.
Мы можем изменить сегодняшний мир.
So the foul on Izze, that'll be his second and team second. Lighthouse will head to the free throw line, 30-21. The lead for Covenant with 5:59 to go in the third. Elijah Thomas's free throw rattles around it out. We'll have another one coming. And the second free throw off the mark. Covenant will come away with it here. That outlet feed knocked out of bounds, but Covenant will keep it on the far sideline. So, and it comes again to Aberdeen. Now, Covenant will start up the offense here. Bulanov out front. Goes on the wing for Igbanu, who tried to get in. We got a whistle and a foul down low. Oh, we go on Malik McMurray. That'll be his second foul and team first this half on Lighthouse.
We are trying to get our instant replays dialed in. New feature for the basketball tournament this year. hopefully get that working, going our way today. If not, we'll definitely be working tomorrow.
So Igbanu hits his first, and the second one rattles around it off. So 31-21 Covenant leads, coming up on 5.5 to go here in the third quarter. And that's the right call, travel on the far side. Just a little bit out of control that time around by Elijah Thomas. He's asking for a foul, but you're not going to get one when you go in out of control.
If a foul was any reflection on how hard he hit the hardwood,
that's true.
Because I heard it, almost felt it.
Jumper on the wing wouldn't go by Bulanov. Now on the break, the dunk rattles in and out. No foul there either.
Good give.
As Haroon Smiley was looking for a foul, but Lighthouse will bring it back up again. Thomas out front. Trying to work with a screen here. Now gets one and goes the opposite direction. Thomas, pull-up jumper from 10 feet. That rattles around it off, and that's just a forced shot, and one you really didn't want. Back the other way. Layup, no, by Aberdot, and then put back up and in by Thomas Igbanu. I'm not saying that Elijah Thomas can't hit some of those, but you'd like to see him take a little bit more controlled shots. Thomas out front. There's a good look off the back door. The two-hand dunk by Smiley, but we have a whistle and a holding foul along that baseline on Isaac Eberdet. That's his second foul and team third. Good pass that time by Thomas. Now Elijah gets it back out front down the lane. Good take. Missed it with the left hand, though. And now we'll get kicked back out to him. Elijah pull-up jumper on the baseline. A little step back. That wouldn't go. And we got a whistle and a foul underneath. Foul will be on John Izze. That'll be his third and team fourth. .406 here to go in the third. There's a couple of substitutions back in. They try to clean up the floor underneath the hoop. So Elijah Thomas to play it in here. Comes out front to Smiley. Thomas back in the baseline. Swings it out front to Dillon. Pull-up jumper won't go. Rebound underneath by Smiley. Back out Dillon. Now Smiley along the baseline, and he'll bury that from the corner, and that is a three for Haroon Smiley. 33-24 Covenant, down to 3:40 to go in the third. Three ball on the baseline near side. That won't go. Rebound kept alive underneath, and that rolls around and out. Tip back up, no. Still loose. Now Smiley's got it. Outlet feed ahead to Dillon on the break. We got a whistle and a foul on the inside. Emerson Bulanov will pick up his third and team fifth. So Parker Dillon at the line. Free throw is good, and Dillon will have one more coming. As Dillon makes a pair, 33-26. The lead now for Covenant. And a 3:10 to go in the third. Pass down low, deflected, finally knocked out of bounds, and will stay with Covenant. And there's a turnover. Coming away with it is Hall. On the break, he almost lost it. And the shot on the baseline is good by Cameron Liggins. Well, we've got ourselves back to a game here. It was a 12-point advantage for Covenant just a few minutes ago. Now it's back to 5 at 33-28. Cadillac baseline. This kicked underneath, and another turnover on Covenant. And we'll see pretty soon, I believe, the starters coming back in here for the Crusaders. They rotated one or two back in, and now Dillon to bring it up into the front court. Parker trying to work out front. Off on the wing for Thomas. Trying to work there, down the lane, throws up a runner. Nope, that wouldn't go. In fact, didn't hit any iron, and now it's back over to Covenant. So David Patino back into the lineup here for Covenant as they try to work far side. Baseline, it goes to Igbanu. Good pass underneath. That shot blocked, though. And then we have a whistle and a foul on Bolanov. That's a team 6. That I have that as Emerson Bolanov's 4th foul. I don't know if they kind of... As a matter of fact, I have Izzy with 3, Aberdamp with 2, Bolanov with 4. I'm not 100% sure if that's accurate or not. We don't have a scoreboard here that says, so if you don't happen to catch it from the public address announcer or from the official on the far side of the court, then it's a guessing game at that point. But I think for the most part I've been fairly accurate. In front it comes to Hall. Now 3 ball in the wing. That's good. Triple for Parker Dillon. And all of a sudden it's now a 2-point game. Now Lighthouse has come roaring back, down 12 just a little while ago. Now it's 2 with 1:25 to go here in the third. On the baseline, we have a whistle and a foul underneath on Haroon Smiley. That'll be his first and team second. Free throw here is good by Bolanov. Another one coming. Smiley at 6'10" in the post for Lighthouse. And a pair of free throws for Bolanov. Now at 35-31. Covenant lead, 1:15 to go in the third. Dillon outside, tried to swing it, got deflected, now stolen away, and off the turnover. Covenant out on the run, and the layup is good by Thomas Igbanu. Good job of trying to clear things out along the baseline, but just using his body to open up some space. 37-31. Over comes the near side for Liggins. Swings it out. Dillon a long 3. That's no good. And we got a whistle and a foul down low. Now it'll be at Emerson Bolanov. That will be team 7th.
And with this being the first game of the tournament, John, I'm not convinced that both of these teams have gotten cobwebs out from the trip and really settled in. Of course, hey, this is pool play for Division II. From what I've seen, correct me if I'm wrong, looks like the D1's starting tournament play today.
Yep. I believe you're correct.
That's exciting. I don't know if that's going to be a double elimination.
We can take a look at that thing here.
Hey,
and
good.
Second one rattles around it in. 37-33 is the lead now for Covenant, down to 35 seconds to go here in the third quarter. I think it's one and done if you lose.
One and done. Or off to the consolation bracket.
Yeah, consolation or third if you lose after the first round.
Now, what about D1 girls?
I think it's a round robin deal.
Okay.
Pretty sure. As Nate Hall goes to the free throw line with 27 seconds left. Let me see if I can find that. First free throw was good.
Division I girls, results from group play will determine seeding 1 through 4. So we are going to have some pool play, or group play as it's called in the program.
Yeah, I want to say it's...
And we're going to get our first look tonight of the 2018 Hamilton Heights girls team as they take on New Hope tonight at 8 here at Fort Bluff. So be sure to tune in for that one.
So 37-34, Covenant down to the final 10 seconds to go here in the third. Dylan outside trying to work right side. Fires a long three. That won't go. And Covenant will need to try to get a shot off here in the next second or so, and they will not. And at the end of three, it's 37-34, the lead for Covenant. We'll head to quarter number 4 in just a moment. You're watching the NACA National Tournament.
So we're back here to kick off the fourth quarter. We got ourselves a ball game.
Well, 3-point lead here for Covenant. Here in our boys Division II matchup. You got a bunch of Division I basketball to come your way the rest of the afternoon. And some good matchups in there as well. And we got whistle and a foul on the outside. It'll be an Emerson Polanov. That will be his fourth.
This is the week you definitely want to look around. You can start seeing some of those D1 scouts.
Mm-hmm.
Not limited to D1, of course. The other programs college programs are very serious about recruiting up here and replenishing their talent.
And the free throw there is good. So Dylan with the pair now, 4 of 4 from the free throw line this afternoon. 37-36. The lead here for Covenant. A little turnaround move in the post is good. And that'll make it 39-36.
You know, I talked about these players getting settled in, getting the cobwebs out from the trip and getting up here. But hey, we've been working out a little bit of bugs in this broadcast ourselves.
I was saying, I'm working out some cobwebs from the trip here. 3 ball on the wing. That won't go. And Lighthouse come away with it. Out on the run they come, and I'll try to settle down and run some offense here. Jeremiah Walker swings it far side to Liggins. Good pressure defense here from Covenant. Liggins with a good look underneath. Layup won't go. Rebound tip back up and in by Ray Adams.
Get a second look at that. Get a second look at that.
So 39-38 is the lead here for Covenant with 6:38 to go in the game. Be back with more from the NACA tournament here in just a moment.
Right at 6.5 minutes to go in this opening game.
3 ball on the wing. Wouldn't go from Eberdett. Now back the other way comes Dillon on the break. He'll lay it up good on the foul. So Dillon with the bucket. The foul will be on Isaac Eberdett. It'll be his third. And Dillon back to the line. Now a 40-39 lead for Lighthouse. Boy, a game that looked like was going to go Covenant's way and looked like they're going to run away with it has all of a sudden turned all the way back around. And with Dillon's free throw, it is now a 2-point Lighthouse lead at 41-39. Pass in the middle of the lane. That shot wouldn't go from Eberdett. Now back the other way comes Lighthouse. 3 ball on the wing. That's short on the hands of Liggins. Gets his own rebound now. Swings it over on the near side. Now picked up by Thomas. Out front, Dillon. Off to Liggins. Pull-up jumper from 15 feet, and that's good by Jeremiah Walker. His first 2 points of the game. It's 43-39. And another timeout to Covenant. 5:39 to go in the game, 43-39, the lead for Lighthouse. Take a break. Come back with more in a moment from the NACA tournament. Out of the timeout. Covenant trying to regain a little bit of what they've lost here. This game has flipped all the way around. After it looked like Covenant was going to have a relatively easy time of it, and then there's another pass that's picked off. That pass into a double team. Dillon out front has that tipped away. Picked up by Thomas. 3 ball in the wing. That's good. Parker Dillon with another triple.
Big time shot. Going to get a replay of that.
His second 3 of the game, 46-39. And back on the other end, we have, we're still at a foul Elijah Thomas, his second, team third. Boy, Dylan just pulled up on that and buried it. Free throw rattles around and off for Bulanov. We'll have another one coming. And now for Covenant, you're in danger of losing control of everything here. Down 7 with 4:55 to go in the game. This free throw good. 46-40 Lighthouse. Dylan another 3 on the wing. That one a little bit rushed. And we got a travel on Jeremiah Walker. Dylan every now and then rushes shots in his own right. That wasn't a particularly good look. Now Covenant will get it back again, and a little bit of full court pressure here from Lighthouse.
The floor is nice and squeaky, and they're trying to keep it that way. The good thing, the last thing we want to see is a slip in the first game.
So off in the wing, Ebernett with it. Back out front to Mullinoff. And works a screen up front. There's a travel. Should be anyway. Oh, got a foul. So Parker Dillon picks up his first, team fourth. Baseline jumper, that won't go. Rebound, good board underneath. Put back up, no by Igbanu. Back up again, no, but he'll head to the free throw line.
I like the second, third, and fourth effort there. Even
so Igbanu at the line here. That one good. Igbanu's had himself a nice game to this point. 46-41 Lighthouse. That one off the mark, and now here come the Lions on the run. Dylan down the lane and missed the layup. Rebound tip back up, and Covenant out on the break. That goes off the hands of Igbanu, and it will be Lighthouse basketball. So Haroon Smiley back in for the Lions. Going into the front court, try to go on the wing. That pass now deflected. Picked back up by Cameron Liggins. So Grayson Anderson will pick up his second foul. And now double bonus here from Cameron Liggins. Back to the way comes Covenant. 47-41, the lead here for Lighthouse. Good layup on the other end of the floor by Bulanov. 47-43, down to 3:40 to go in the game. Dylan lost it, now picks it up along the baseline. It's a pack out front. Smiley, it's an off on the wing for Liggins. Pass underneath goes out of bounds, and it will be Covenant basketball. And we got a timeout to Lighthouse. 3:25 to go in the game. 47-43. Lighthouse leads it. Back with more in just a moment. You're watching the NACA. Out of the timeout, Covenant to bring it up. On the wing, 3 ball. That rattles around and out for Eberdent. Rebound put back up and in by Igbanu.
Boy, he's been active.
Perez. He has 16 points in this game. 3 minutes to go. Fadeaway jumper won't go from Dylan. Back the other way. That sails out of bounds. And it will be Lighthouse basketball.
I can tell Covenant likes to push it fast. Just a little bit too fast this morning. I'm getting away from them.
Going up into the front court. Off it goes for Thomas. And past the middle of the lane, that won't go by McMurray. Now Covenant back up with it. And good pass underneath, and the layup by Eberdent is good. Nice look by Bumlinoff. We're tied at 47 apiece. 2.5 minutes to go, and a traveling violation on Lighthouse. Haroon Smiley and Cameron Liggins back in for Lighthouse. So Bumlinoff in the front court here. Just holds. So Covenant taking their time, not getting any big hurry here. Under 2 minutes to go now in the game. And a timeout to Covenant. 1:58 to go, tied up at 47. Take a break, back with more of this Division II matchup in just a moment. You're watching the NACA.
Just inside 2 minutes.
So Covenant plays it in as they'll bring it back around front, down to 1:50 to go in this matchup. Bumlinoff down the lane. That won't go. Rebound in the post. Good board there by Smiley. Full court outlet feed, and Dylan's layup won't go. Back up with it comes Covenant down the lane. Good pass. Boy, shot blocked by Smiley out of the hands of Igbanu. Boy, the pace is picked up big time here. We have, I believe, Lighthouse out of bounds on the far side. That would be Elijah Thomas. The Covenant's ball with 1:25 to go in the game. That's about 7 possessions in 25 seconds, I think.
Really couldn't ask for a better opening game.
Good pace, that's for sure. Dillon on the break. That wouldn't go. We approach 1 minute to go in the game. Ahead down the lane. That should be a charge and is on Emerson Bulanov. And that would be his 5th foul, at least from what I have here. So it'll be Lighthouse basketball with 1:02 to go in the game. Patino back into the lineup for Covenant. And now Dillon to bring it up. Under a minute to go. Swing it left side. Thomas for 3. That's off the mark. And a whistle and a foul down low. Go on Haroon Smiley. That'll be his 2nd. That's the team's 6th. So coming up to play it in. 50 seconds to go in the game. And that comes to Anderson. Trying to swing it back over to Aberdett. And we got a timeout to Covenant. 37 seconds left. We're all tied up at 47. We'll take a break, come back with the final few seconds here of this one in a moment. You're watching the NACA tournament. Tied at 47 with 38 seconds to go in this game. Covenant out of the timeout will get set to play it in here in this Division II matchup. See what the Crusaders elect to do here with 30 seconds left. They hold for one shot or they try to get a quicker shot than that. And there's a turnover on the right side. Now Dillon will get set to bring it up and a timeout to Lighthouse. 19 seconds left, and Lighthouse will probably get one more shot at it here. And it will be a full timeout as well. Back here in just a moment with the final 19 seconds of this one. Well, down to 15 seconds here in regulation. We'll see what Lighthouse does. Try to get a win here at the buzzer. Down to 7 seconds, 6, and we got a whistle and a travel on Elijah Thomas. Boy, it seems like neither team has any idea of winning this game. Keep turning the ball over left and right. And now Covenant with the timeout. And both these teams got to be out of timeouts by now. My goodness.
Got to look at kind of getting
I mean, you only get 5. There's been like 6 taken in the last 30 seconds.
Kind of taking a look over here at the scores table. Do believe that is absolutely must be the – you don't get extra timeouts just because it's
I can't imagine either one of these
game.
teams has one left. I would be shocked and appalled if there was a timeout left on the board. Well, 6 seconds left. Covenant has the ability now to get one last shot. 6 seconds is a long time. They do have to go the full length of the floor, but 6 seconds is a ton of time. Let's see who ends up with the final shot here. And it comes far side and turned over. Layup by Dylan is good at the buzzer.
Wow.
Covenant turns the ball over in the backcourt on a careless pass.
Unbelievable, and what a great dish.
And
what a great dish.
That was a good
Quick
pass.
thinking. I believe we do have a replay of that.
That was a beautiful pass off of that steal, and Dylan ends up going straight to the hoop and laying it in with 1 second left.
We missed the good stuff on the replay, missed the good dish, but hey, what a game on game 1. We're going to have these replays sorted soon, and looking forward to game 2 coming up here very soon. This is our first D1 action.
Yep. That'll be coming up here in about 15 minutes or so. So we will take a break. We'll come back with Division 1 here in just a moment. You've been watching the NACA National Championship Tournament.